Good evening, Court of Public Opinion. I've been gone away for about 16 days. I moved, but here I am in my new domain. No response from the police department or anything in regards to this Bob Shirelli, Judy Taggart. Nobody's responded to this, but that's okay. Where I'd like to go from here is I want to go back in time to, what are you, Sergeant Delaney now of the SWAT team? Right after I got custody of Melanie, her mother's friends got drunk one night or one afternoon, and they decided to kick the windshield out of my car and jump all over the hood. While I'm calling the police, while I have Melanie in the apartment, a guy named Glenn is kicking at my front door. I'm on the phone to the police department. They're saying, the woman says to me, they're not sending anybody to deal with this. Yes, I'm armed at the time. A 1300 Winchester pump-action stainless steel, yes. Covered triple X Magnum shot. I love my daughter very much. Anyways, 4:30 in the morning, I'm being raided by Delaney and the SWAT team. The front door's opening of the apartment, and Melanie and I are staring down the barrel of 7 shotguns. Now Delaney comes in and he sees that my apartment's immaculate, full of toys. I'm a good father. I asked Delaney, he happened to ask Bernice how many beers she had before she made that phone call, and he rolled his eyes, knowing full well that this was crap. So a drug dealer upstairs was telling me that there had to have been like 35 cops on Morissette Avenue. They had everybody all over the place coming for me and my 2-year-old daughter on a word of a drunken alcoholic. And that afternoon, like I said, they kicked the windshield out of my car, jump all over the hood, go to court. You know what I mean? Charges are dropped. There was a little bit of lies going on in the courtroom on behalf of the SWAT team and the police department, and that's that. I'd like to go now to RCMP. Let's talk about the Ogdensburg border. So I get a job with Eagle Transport. On my way with a co-driver, older man, get to the Ogdensburg border, everything's fine, manifest is good, can we come into the border crossing? No problem. Run the old man, he's fine, you know me, getting ready to leave, they run me. Next thing you know, they're pulling their .38s, they're pointed at my head, we're asked to get up against the wall, they search the old man, they let him go, and I am now a gun runner, a drug dealer, etc., etc., while they have these guns pointed at my head. Now I have police clearance and everything to run, but needless to say, compliments of the police department again, I lost my job. I was fired on the spot when I called my boss, so they make me walk back to the Canadian border. Get picked up by my ex-boss, drive me home. Next morning, call up RCMP, call the chief of police. I said, what's the deal with the United States having me as a gun runner and a drug dealer and so on and so forth, where I have weapons pointed at my head and they're prepared to shoot me, no problem. Oh, Mr. Riesbeck, let us check into this. Next thing you know, I'm getting a phone call back from RCMP and the chief of police saying that everything is fine and I can go back to the United States. So I go back to the border with a colleague of mine and saying to border crossing guards, they punch my name and guess what? Everything is gone. I'm no longer a gun runner and a drug dealer, etc., etc., and I can enter the United States, Mr. Riesbeck. Have a lovely day. So I came back to Canada. Next thing you know, let's talk about something else, RCMP or CSIS. Mayor Arar, yes, you sent them away to be tortured in Syria and so on and so forth. Monia Arar comes to me one morning, because we lived in the same building, by the way. She comes to me one morning and she says, Kim, somebody broke into my car, they tried to steal it. So I go down with Monia, it's winter time, I look at the car. They tore the door panels out of the car and the interior out of the car looking for something. Try not to make Monia afraid. I said, listen, you know what I mean, we'll call the insurance, we'll get you a rental, and and they repaired the interior and everything. She thanked me very much. We've been friends ever since. But you want to know the damnedest thing? Next thing you know, RCMP is calling me, asking me if I'm a terrorist. And I said, no, I'm not a terrorist. But I don't care one way or another. You people, I said to the officer, you created this problem. You shot yourselves in the foot. Now everybody's a terrorist. And guess what? I'm honored that you think I'm a terrorist and I'm affiliated with terrorists. You impressed the hell out of me. Oh, and by the way, Who told you that I was a gun runner and a drug dealer? I've never been arrested for running guns. Could you please answer that question for me while I'm looking for answers to other questions? I'll leave it at that for now.